As I said, it's my fitness journey, and I'm doing this vlog more so for myself, but to ensure I maintain a level of accountability. I've ended up unfit and unhealthy again, but I've made a commitment. Why did I stop the alcohol first? Well, the very simple reason was I previously fasting, intermittent fasting. It's a great way to assist with losing weight. Pinch of Himalayan salt in with the water, stir it around, and throw it down. My accountability doing this vlog has already helped me out personally, and to answer one or two questions, one in particular that I've got from a few people. Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of my fitness journey. I'd like to say thank you again for joining in with me, and if you'd like to know more, go back and have a look at episode 1. But to give you a quick overview of what this is about, well, as I said, it's my fitness journey, and I'm doing this vlog more so for myself, but to ensure I maintain a level of accountability that leads to success in this journey. A quick overview. So I was really quite fit going back quite some years ago during my policing career. I got injured, I got unhealthy, both in mind and body. I got really quite overweight and fat. I got my act together, got fit again, but unfortunately due to injury and look, 4 knee surgeries and a whole range of other things, I've ended up unfit and unhealthy again. But I've made a commitment, and with this vlog we're going to have a look at my journey on my way back to fitness, which ultimately at this present moment is going to end, well, it won't end because it'll be a continual thing, but with my first Ironman back in Port Macquarie next year, 2020. So once again, thanks for joining in, and if you'd like to have a look and see more, go back and look at episode 1. It is a little bit longer than what the others will be, but that gives you a full understanding of what I'm doing and why I'm doing this and what I'm going to achieve. Okay, so today it's more going to be about having a look at this last couple of weeks since my first episode, and also to let you know how my accountability doing this vlog has already helped me out personally, and to answer one or two questions, one in particular that I've got from a few people. I'd like to thank you for following on. I got a lot of messages of support. I felt quite humble actually. People that were ringing and telling me that it's motivated them a little bit too. If that's something that can be achieved as a result of this, then that's fantastic. But as I said, ultimately it's my journey, and this is for me. But so to start on the accountability side of things, look, one of the things I think we do is we make promises to ourselves, and because it's just to ourselves, even though we're letting ourselves down, it's easy to break that promise. I know that's undisciplined, and a lot of people say that, you know, you should have a level of discipline, that you don't let yourself down. But on many an occasion, I tried to start this process of getting fit again, and I'd put rules and talk about my diet and make all these commitments about what I was going to do, stop alcohol, and then something would crop up, a social event or an opportunity to mix with friends, and all of a sudden it was just convincing myself that, oh look, it's only one night, it won't matter, get back onto it tomorrow. But it does, you let yourself down. But now that I've put it out there, just in the first week, we've got a large group of friends, and they're wonderful people, and we socialise a lot. And it was Origin week, and it was a Tuesday night, and friends invited us to catch up for Origin. I love Origin, by the way, great result this year. Sorry, please don't tune out, but yeah, I am a New South Wales fan. Given our history over the last few years, please let me enjoy that. So yeah, that was a great result. But I went to an Origin night. I'd already committed. I put myself out there that I was going to stay off the alcohol for July. I'll come to that in a minute. And it would have been very easy for me to just have a few drinks and say, hey, look, that's fine. We're catching up with friends. I'll start again tomorrow. There's a range of excuses we make to ourselves as to why we would do that. And again, that following weekend, we had a wonderful night with a group of friends. We did a progressive dinner where we moved from 5 houses, one house to the other during the course of it. It was a wonderful night, and all my friends were drinking around us, which is great. I did have a great time, but again, I just would have used the excuse that it's just one night, no problem, start again tomorrow, and had a few drinks, which just ultimately would have set me back. So because I put it out there, I stuck to it, and so I'm pleased that I've started it, because that's ultimately why I'm doing this, to stay accountable to people that I don't know who's watching, but I know people will be watching. Even if it's one person, I've made a promise and I need to carry through with it. So accountability, something like this, it does work. So find an accountability partner. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, get them to join in with you, and be accountable to someone else other than just yourself, and you'll find a greater level of success. The second thing was a few people now. I got some great support after the first time that I put this out there. I had a number of phone calls. It was really quite humbling. I'm not sure whether people will get things out of it, but a number of people have decided that it prompted them into gear to perhaps look at their health and fitness, which is fantastic. But a question that I got several times from different people was, why did I choose to stop alcohol but continue on the path of allowing sugar and carbohydrate and things like that in my diet? Now look, I eat fairly clean now. I wasn't, but I still am eating fairly clean, but I haven't dropped the soft drinks and stuff completely yet, but I will. Why did I stop the alcohol first? Well, the very simple reason was previously, when I had done these things, had said to myself, that's it, I'm on. First of whatever, I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to eat properly, I'm going to train, I'm going to drop alcohol, and it just didn't work. It was just too many things all at once. And within a week, the wheels were falling off. So I decided dry July. It's a thing, so I jumped on it, but I also just wanted to get that feeling of clarity and a renewed energy so I could get some consistency back in training. And the first thing to do that with was alcohol. And look, I'm not addicted to alcohol, so it wasn't a hard step. Once the accountability was in place, dropping the alcohol wasn't difficult. And I must say, I feel fantastic. I do have a level of accountability. I have, of clarity, and I have found a new level of energy that is allowing me to train more consistently, just simply by dropping alcohol. Whereas sugar and really heavy carbohydrates, I'm addicted to, and that's going to take some time to get off. And I've done that before. I've been there before, and I'll do it again. I'm starting now, but I will go through 3 or 4 days of feeling very ordinary. I prepare for myself for it, I know it, but it's an addictive substance. It's a poison, sugar. At the end of the day, when I stop sugar, I will go through a level of withdrawals. So I wanted that clarity and that energy first, get that into place, and then move on to cleaning up my eating even further, which is what I'm moving into now. In addition to that, I also wanted to do my own little weight loss test. So a comparison. Over the last 2 to 3 weeks since I started, it's Sunday the 21st, I weighed myself this morning. You'll have a look at that shortly, but I have lost some weight, which I'm really pleased about. It's in line and consistent with my goals, and that's just been as a result of dropping the alcohol, eating a little bit cleaner, and exercising consistently. So we'll have a look at that. Look, it's not record breaking, but it's a good level of weight loss. However, I wanted to see the difference now that I start cutting out sugar, reducing carbohydrate, increasing my diet with good healthy fats and a moderate level of protein, what the difference is in the weight loss on a weekly or fortnightly basis. So I just wanted to see how that turns out. So that's it. From now, the sugar gone. So the diet, or the nutrition plan if you like, well, that'll follow the lines of an LCHF program. That simply means lower carb, higher fat. What it looks like is predominantly a good level of healthy fats from your nuts, avocados, eggs, good quality meats, a moderate level of protein, and lower carbs. Not a lot of carbs at all, but I will introduce and increase that depending on my training requirements. But if you are following it, you really don't need a lot of carbohydrate for fuel once your body adapts and learns to use fat as your primary fuel source. Look it up if you like, when your body's in ketosis. Another thing that you can do, however, without making a lot of change. Okay, so one of the tips with weight loss is fasting. Intermittent fasting. It's a great way to assist with losing weight. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not going to go into all the benefits of it. I've mentioned Steph Lowe, and she is a brilliant nutritionist. The Natural Nutritionist, she did a podcast on intermittent fasting, I think it was at the end of last year. I'll post a link in the description below, so if you'd like to learn more about it, click on that. Also, Tim Ferriss, a brilliant mind, renowned author. He's written many books. One of those is The 4-Hour Body. It covers off on fasting and also the diet that I'm sort of talking about and following here, or certain concepts of it anyway. And look, one of the things that I do with intermittent fasting is there's fasting, and a lot of people get scared of it and they think that they've got to go without food for 2 and 3 days. You can work up to it. So fasting, where you fast for a 24-hour window, that's something you build into, and then people go 2-3 days, and I've listened to some people that go a week of fasting. You'd really need to know what you're doing. However, intermittent fasting of a 16-8 window, which you can do daily, it's really a lot easier than you think. And it's as simple as this. You fast for 16 hours and you eat in the 8-hour window. So if you last ate at 7 o'clock last night, you don't eat again until 11 a.m. this morning, and then you restrict your food or your calorie intake to that 8-hour period. If you're a little bit worried, start with a 14-10 for a week or two and then work into it. And again, that's simply 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you eat between those windows. I'm going to talk about what I do. As I said, I'm not an expert on fasting. Those experts you can find, and Steph Lowe will be in the link below. But every day, so first thing I do when I wake up is just a glass of water. And look, I also have, in a couple of weeks' time I'll talk about it, what I call a bulletproof tea. There's a bulletproof coffee. That does help getting through. And the other thing that you can do is train fasted. And that's just simply, you've slept, probably you haven't eaten for a minimum 10, 12 hours. So before you break your fast and you have breakfast, then train. Go for your walk, go for your ride, jump on the wind trainer. Maybe it's some Pilates or some easy exercise, but do that fasted before you eat. Intermittent fasting, the 16-8, that's a great situation, but training fasted just gets your body utilizing fat stores a lot more, and that certainly helps. But for me, grab a lemon in the morning, electrolytes. It's really important. I know people, I don't drink enough water. They drink a lot of water, but they're perhaps diluting their body. I have massive problems with cramps. They're severe. In fact, races, it's almost broken me. I'll talk more about that later. But electrolyte, simple as this. Lemon, keep half, put in the fridge for later, grab the juicer. You can do it still by hand if you want to. Whack that in, the glass of water there, and put some quality Himalayan salt. Now, make sure you get a quality Himalayan salt, just a pinch of Himalayan salt, in with the water, stir it around, and throw it down. Cheers. So that's another thing that I'll be implementing, and that I have been following myself actually for the last 2 weeks. So it's really quite easy to do. It seems daunting, but jump on it, it's great. And what's the last week look like, last couple of weeks look like from a training perspective? Well, it's just still simply been some good moderate to light to moderate walking, staying in the gym area there on the bike. getting out when I can with my wife, the good wife, who is well and truly, she's at 15, 16 hours a week training at the present moment, an absolute machine on her journey to Worlds in Nice, France, which is actually only 6 weeks away from this weekend. Hey, so out for a walk this morning, and yeah, dragged the good wife along. Well, she was actually planning to do a swim set today, but she's getting a bit chesty and she's only just overcome a bit of illness, and with the World Champs race 8 weeks away, it was better to be safe than sorry. So my hour walk has turned into a long one as a result of her. I've now got to do an hour and a half, but that's okay. It'll be about 10 Ks. And as I said in my first episode, walking is a sensational way to improve health and fitness. It's really good for the mind. It's a cracker day today, and it gets the blood flowing, and also you'd be surprised how much it strengthens the legs, glutes, muscles in the body, and certainly your core. So get out there, smile, have some fun, and use this winter to be walking. Okay, that's most of what I wanted to talk about and share with you during this episode. I'm feeling fantastic. It's been a great couple of weeks, actually. I'm really pleased that I started it, which brings me to the weigh-in. And a few friends rang me and said I needed to put a warning, look away now when you're seeing me in all my glory, but hey, it's honest. So I'm putting it out there, and hopefully in a couple of months' time, I'll be seeing some good before and afters. So look away now. At least this time, I decided to put the old proverbial togs on, or something else as my son calls it.
Oh, it's Scotty and the Budgie Smugglers.